Hello everyone, and it is time now for the reading for January 2022. You should also be on the lookout for the reading for the year, which I'm sure is not as long as some of my other ones have been, but it is focusing on the overall energy for the year itself. So we're going to see what this specific month has and holds for us all. And again, I want to remind you that this is a reading for January. It is the overall energy, not super specific for any one person, because everyone has their unique journeys that need to be taken place at any time through the year. So we have thrown the bones, and we have the dice representing the 9th house. This is about travel, study, higher learning, morals, and ethics. And with it, we also have the Adinkra card, which is Big Okra or Dry Okra. Greatness, superiority, supremacy. A well-mannered person. Now, a well-mannered person is someone who understands the world and life because they have traveled and seen many other places and ways of living. They have studied to understand the choices and the options and the things that influence how something has come to being. They have taken the time to engage in higher learning. And this is not just at a university or some sort of college. This is also being open to the natural world too, to be able to share its information, because it is one of the most supreme forms of higher learning. It was really one of the first forms of higher learning there came into being. And there is also balancing the difference between morals and ethics. They are not necessarily the same things. Morals are very much black and white, and there is a very limited number of them, while there is much more areas of gray which is connected to ethics. And those ethics are influencing so much of our world and life. And those ethics can also be very much shaped by our emotions. And a well-mannered person understands their emotions and understands when they're too much, when whereas more is needed. They are not ruled by them, but they are informed by them. And so we are looking in this month of January to be informed by our emotions, not controlled by them. So when we look at the bones here, again, we have a very scattered perspective. Now for this for this time, we're looking at, again, this one being the home bone, which is showing several of the spinal ones. So it's about balance. It's finding balance in our home life as we are dealing with the changes in what 2022 is bringing us. So you're going to be looking at what can you do to balance out your home. Now we also have a Mercury retrograde at the start of the year as well. So it's again about reflection and knowing how and learning from what we have wrought from the year before, from the winter, and from this time of being in winter, which is a contemplative time. So it's about making your home cozy, comfortable, to focus on that. And Spirit is nearby to also be able to help with that. And Spirit will help you become that sense of greatness and superiority, that well-mannered person. They will inspire you for that sense of travel and that sense of study and that sense of higher learning and those moral ethics. But understand, this is the time to contemplate it, not act on it. Over here, we have the social and we have the work bone. The social bone, which as you can see, we've got a number of the support bones as well as the inspiration. So what is the inspirations that you're going to be carrying into this month and out into your acts of the goals of travel and the goals of study and the higher learning, the morals and ethics? Is the energy that we're putting out going to be in that case of making us a well-mannered person, or are we going to be looking for situations and places where we can continue to support that energy in our social world? Now, you notice that the broken rib bone is here next to the crystal. And so that's going to be about putting our perspectives around our emotions in play and knowing, when did our emotions get the better of us? When did our emotions allow us to get to the higher place? So it's being aware of that. we've got these two balancing bones, both here and wishes. So there's going to be a sense of wishes that we want to make for the coming year. And in the stance of January. And again, this is a reflective time. And that's what's showing up here with the shell and the work bow. It's about reflecting on our sense of work. And as I've always said, our sense of work is not purely what we're doing to pay the bills and keep the roof over our heads. It's what's allowing us to be here and fulfill our purpose. And how are we using that purpose to either travel or inspire travel? How are we using that purpose to study and to have higher learning? How are we using that purpose and that work to understand the morals and the ethics of a situation? And we have here the spinal bone, which is open. I'm seeing as spinal thrones. And it's about opening up to new thought. And this is not the thought necessarily of the past, because the circumstances of the past, while they can inform us, they are not where we are now. And where we're going, we need to be looking at the potential of the future, not the fears of the past. And that's important for us to know. We're looking at the potential of the future, not the fears of the past. And we've got another of the spinal bones here off in the distance, and we're going to be seeing something towards the end of the month that's going to be about our sense of ideals. So, a much shorter reading for this month of January. So I was again look at what the reading for the year is, because this is just the starting place of where we are going to go with the year. And there's a sense that wherever we're going to be going with the year is going to start with some sense of knowing we will be traveling at some point during the year itself. And it begins with what we put together in January. So on behalf of the ancestors and their Rishas and Loas, and whatever God you believe in, may you have a good 2022 and start of the year in January. I will be speaking at a convention called Between the Veils in February. And I have my podcast is still running, which is Untying Knots, Minds and Souls Untethered. So please take them out to find some other places to hear and grow and study. Ashe.